The invasion began at exactly 3:17 UTC. No warning, no declaration, no giant speech from orbit, just silence. Then, 11 minutes later, humanity was losing Earth. Every military satellite went dark. Entire cities vanished under white fire. Aircraft fell from the sky without even exploding. Navies stopped responding. Power grids collapsed across continents like dominoes. The greatest civilizations in human history were erased in less time than it takes to watch a YouTube video. And the galaxy celebrated, because according to every alien empire watching from a safe distance, humanity was supposed to die. But what happened next became the single greatest military mistake in galactic history. Because Earth didn't surrender, Earth adapted, and when humanity finally struck back, the galaxy learned why you should never corner a species that evolved on a death world. Chapter 1: The 11-Minute War. The first object appeared near Jupiter. At first, astronomers believed it was a comet. Then it changed direction. Comets don't do that. Within seconds, observatories across Earth focused on the anomaly. The object accelerated beyond known physics, ignoring inertia completely. Then, hundreds more emerged behind it. Massive black geometric structures, sharp angles, no visible engines, no heat signatures. By the time governments understood what they were looking at, the fleet was already entering Earth orbit. Panic erupted instantly. Emergency broadcasts interrupted every channel on Earth. People stopped in the streets. Traffic froze. Religious gatherings filled overnight. Social media collapsed under billions of uploads. And then the aliens attacked. Not with missiles, not with lasers, with mathematics. Their first strike was an electromagnetic gravitational pulse aimed directly at Earth's digital infrastructure. Every satellite with advanced circuitry burned instantly. Military communication systems overloaded. Guided missiles became useless metal tubes. Fighter jets lost navigation. Nuclear submarines disappeared from command networks. Entire armies became blind in less than 30 seconds. Then came the second attack. Rods. Dense tungsten projectiles dropped from orbit at hypersonic speed. No nuclear radiation. No warning sirens. Just kinetic annihilation. Washington vanished first, then Beijing, then Moscow, then military bases across Europe, India, Pakistan, and the Pacific. The attackers moved with horrifying precision. They weren't trying to conquer humanity. They were amputating civilization. And they did it with terrifying efficiency. In exactly 11 minutes, 92% of Earth's military capability was gone. The alien species called themselves the Veykari Dominion. Across the galaxy, they were feared for one reason. They never invaded worlds twice, because no species had ever survived the first invasion. Chapter 2: Why They Attacked. 3 days after the invasion, humanity finally intercepted alien communications. What they discovered changed everything. Earth had not been randomly attacked. Humanity had been classified. The Veykari believed intelligent species evolved in two categories: civilized species and predator species. Civilized species evolved on stable worlds, with low violence and cooperative ecosystems. Predator species evolved on dangerous worlds filled with disasters, apex hunters, disease, famine, and war. According to galactic history, predator species eventually became unstoppable. So the galaxy exterminated them early, and Earth terrified them. Because humanity came from a world with oceans capable of swallowing continents, storms visible from space, earthquakes, plagues, volcanic winters, millions of lethal species, extreme climates, constant tribal warfare. Humans weren't normal, intelligent life. Humans were survivors. To the Veykari, Earth wasn't a young civilization. It was a future threat. And the galaxy agreed. Across interstellar networks, Countless alien civilizations watched Earth burn live from orbit. Most believed humanity would collapse within weeks. But they misunderstood one critical thing about humans. Humans do not become more obedient under pressure. They become dangerous. Chapter 3. The Silent Month. The Veykari expected surrender. Instead, Earth went silent. No broadcasts, no retaliation, no negotiation attempts. Entire cities disappeared underground. Factories stopped showing heat signatures. Human communication networks became fragmented and primitive. To the invaders, humanity looked broken. But humanity was evolving. Because when advanced systems failed, humans returned to older methods: radio, paper, mechanical engineering, analog warfare. The internet was destroyed, but information still spread. Scientists gathered in hidden bunkers beneath mountains. Engineers worked in abandoned subway tunnels. Farmers supplied resistant cells. Teenagers became drone pilots using salvaged electronics. Civilian hobbyists suddenly became valuable military assets. Humanity decentralized itself, and that made humanity impossible to kill. The Veykari didn't understand irregular warfare. Their empire crushed centralized governments for thousands of years. But Earth had something different: history. Humans had spent millennia fighting insurgencies, rebellions, occupations, and asymmetric wars. The invaders controlled orbit, but they did not control 8 billion angry humans. And slowly, the Resistance learned how alien technology worked. Chapter 4. The Discovery. The breakthrough happened in Argentina. A damaged Veykari scout craft crashed during a Resistance ambush. Inside, scientists found something impossible. The alien ships weren't controlled by computers. They were controlled biologically. The Veykari had merged their nervous systems with quantum organic processors. Their ships literally thought, which explained why they moved faster than human AI systems. But it also revealed a weakness. Living systems could panic. Human neuroscientists, military hackers, and acoustic engineers worked together for weeks. Then they discovered a frequency pattern capable of disrupting Veykari neural synchronization. Not destroying it, overloading it. Fear. Humans had accidentally discovered how to make alien ships experience terror. The first field test occurred above the ruins of Istanbul. A hidden transmitter activated as a Veykari destroyer passed overhead. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the ship stopped moving. Its formation broke instantly. Witnesses watched the enormous vessel begin rotating uncontrollably before crashing directly into another alien cruiser. Both exploded over the atmosphere. For the first time in galactic history, a Veykari warship had been destroyed by a primitive species. Earth erupted in hope, and the galaxy erupted in fear. Chapter 5. Humanity Strikes Back. The retaliation began 6 months after the invasion. Humanity called it Operation Tombfire. The Veykari still controlled orbit, but they no longer controlled certainty. Resistance cells across Earth activated simultaneously. Hidden railguns emerged from mountainsides. Civilian cargo rockets transformed into kinetic missiles. Swarm drones flooded alien scanners by the millions. Humanity weaponized improvisation itself. One Veykari commander later described the battle with a single sentence: "Humans fought like every individual was a separate species." That was the problem. The Veykari expected predictable tactics. Instead, they encountered chaos. No unified doctrine, no consistent strategy. Every battlefield became different. In Africa, resistance fighters used heat storms to blind orbital sensors. In Northern Europe, engineers weaponized frozen oceans. In Southeast Asia, jungle warfare consumed entire alien battalions. In the Pacific, old diesel submarines became invisible assassins. The invaders had prepared for a civilization. They were not prepared for humanity. Then came the moment that changed the war forever.
A captured alien dreadnought was turned against its own fleet. Humans renamed the vessel the Retribution. The ship was crewed by alien standards after human modification. Missiles welded externally, manual firing systems installed, entire sections controlled with analog switches. The aliens were horrified. Humans were integrating primitive systems specifically because they could not be hacked. It was barbaric. It was inefficient. And it worked.
Chapter 6: The Galaxy Watchers. As the war dragged on, other alien civilizations began secretly studying humanity. At first, it was curiosity, then concern, then fear, because humans kept surviving situations that should have destroyed them. A species lost 40% of its population. Most civilizations surrendered. Humans became more aggressive. Supply lines destroyed. Humans adapted locally. Leaders killed. New leaders emerged instantly. Orbital bombardment. Humans moved underground. The galaxy slowly realized something horrifying. Human civilization was evolutionarily designed for catastrophe. Earth itself had trained humanity for extinction-level events. Ice ages, supervolcanoes, pandemics, world wars. Humans did not expect safety from the universe, which meant humans psychologically endured terror better than most intelligent life. The Veykari began losing territory, then ships, then entire fleets, and eventually they began retreating. But humanity wasn't finished. Because humanity had learned something during the invasion, the galaxy would never stop fearing Earth, which meant Earth would never truly be safe, unless humanity became something far worse than the monsters that attacked them. Chapter 7: The Revenge. 2 years after the invasion, humanity launched its first interstellar fleet. The ships looked ugly compared to elegant alien vessels, functional, heavy, armored, built like war machines instead of art. Every hull carried scars from Earth. The lead vessel transmitted a message across known space. Not a threat, a warning. You came to exterminate us because you feared what humanity might become. Now you will discover what your fear created. The fleet entered Veykari territory without slowing. What followed became known across the galaxy as the 30-hour collapse. Humanity used stolen Veykari jump technology combined with unpredictable tactical doctrine. Alien defense systems failed because humans behaved irrationally by galactic standards. Human commanders sacrificed ships to create openings. Civilians volunteered for suicide missions. Captured soldiers escaped using methods considered biologically impossible. And the worst part, humans kept advancing even while losing. The Veykari had never encountered an enemy willing to absorb catastrophic damage just to continue fighting. Their psychological models failed completely. Entire Veykari worlds surrendered before humans even arrived. Not because humanity destroyed them, because they had seen what humans survived. At the center of the Dominion stood the Veykari capital world. Billions watched live as Earth's fleet entered orbit. The galaxy expected extermination, revenge, genocide. After everything humanity suffered, everyone believed humans would burn the planet. Instead, the human fleet transmitted one final message. We are not sparing you because we are weak. We are sparing you because humanity knows exactly what monsters look like. Then humanity left. And somehow, that terrified the galaxy even more. For centuries afterward, no empire dared invade Earth again. Not because humanity possessed the largest fleet, not because humans became technologically superior, but because the galaxy learned a truth written into human history. Since the beginning of civilization, humans are at their most dangerous, after surviving the impossible. Earth became known by a new name among the stars. Not the Death World, not the Survivor Planet, but something far more feared. The species that came back angry. If humanity were invaded tomorrow, would we unite, or would we destroy ourselves first? And if the galaxy truly feared humanity,
What do you think scares them the most? Human intelligence, human violence, or humanity's refusal to give up? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this sci-fi story, subscribe for more HFY adventures, First Contact Wars, and Humanity Against the Galaxy stories.